row over Chandrababu Naidu's arrest continues to simmer. Protest rage on across Andhra Pradesh's TDP workers have called for a bandh over the arrest of their leader. Violent protests are witnessed across the state. Buses, public property was vandalized by TDP workers. Naidu, remember, has been remanded to 14-day custody. Naidu's son and TDP General Secretary Nara Lokesh accompanied his father to the prison and waited outside the gate to register his protest over his father's arrest. The ex-Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister's son expressed his anguish over the arrest and judicial remand of his father, lashing out at the YSRCP government and said that his father has been unjustly thrown into remand for a crime he never committed. Meanwhile, Pawan Kalyan has also launched a scathing attack on Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy and underscored that he is misusing his powers and Naidu's arrest is completely wrong. Remember, Chandrababu Naidu was arrested by the CID in an alleged 371 crore rupees corruption case on the 9th of September.
First of all, this kind of ruckus which has become a practice for the YCP government right from the day one. They started destructing a property the moment they came into power, and the destructive politics and the vendetta politics has become a norm in AP. And the way we look at it is, we had been doing this continuously for the last 4 years, and this is not something new. And I have my own disagreements with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. This particular issue, whatever they are saying, I feel it is not right. And it doesn't hold any water. That's what we look at it.
So this is basically the allegations that have been put up against TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu, that he has, there is a fraud that has taken place. He's alleged a fraud around to the tune of 300 crores. And this has taken place. The YSCP is claiming that they have evidence for it, and the procedure that is being followed is because they have proper evidence. So what do you have to say about it?
Now, who is saying it? The man who was in jail for more than 2 years and who is going through multiple cases, and he did enough corruption, rampant corruption. Even to go leave the country, he has to, court has to give him kind of permission. So what we look at is, it is something purely vendetta. It's a vendetta politics, and he can create any reason. The power is in their hands.
हमें अपनी न्यायपालिका पे, न्याय व्यवस्था पे पूरा विश्वास है कि वो इसका जजमेंट हमारे फेवर में देगी और दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी करेगी। आज आंध्र प्रदेश के लिए काला दिवस है। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि इस टाइप की इलीगल अरेस्ट को हम प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे।
Chandrababu Naidu planned that scam, floated a department, new department, took control of it, taken under his control, and directed 370 crores of rupees. All this make it a unique, worst scam of sorts, and this should be controlled. And Jagan Mohan Reddy government, it is committed to a transparent, corruption-free governance.
The prosecution clearly, categorically mentioned that the Chandrababu Naidu looted the government money. That is why the court came into a conclusion that there is a prima facie case, and that's why the court sent him to the judicial custody. The Chandrababu Naidu deserved to send him to the judicial custody. Not only judicial custody, he deserved to punish in this case.
This is nothing but a false and fabricated case against Chandrababu Naidu for various reasons known to Jagan Mohan Reddy. Jagan Mohan Reddy had been in foreign tour, and here the police have arrested, the CID police have arrested him. Police of Andhra Pradesh are not such a brave and dare persons. Without directions of the CM, they cannot move even a single inch from the police station to outside to arrest a political person. So this is nothing but a pre-planned arrest of Chandrababu Naidu by the AP police.
Just getting asked more details on that story. Abdul, just give us a sense of what the government is now saying, given that the protests that we were seeing really were anticipated, law and order situation going out of hand. What are the precautionary measures that are going to be taken?
See, the government here, the YSRCP government in Andhra Pradesh is making a clear stand that it is not any kind of ended up politics that has been alleged by the opposition parties, but there had been proper evidences, proper investigation that has been carried out, and then this step has been taken. Now the YSRCP's advisor to AP government and YSRCP's leader Sajjala Ramakrishna Reddy has said that there were more than 140 witnesses that have been examined, and their statement had been recorded, and after which with the proper evidence this step has been taken by the YSRCP government. However, the TDP and the other opposition parties are claiming it to be vendetta politics and are backing TDP's chief Chandrababu Naidu, and BJP here in the state of Andhra Pradesh has said that the procedure that has been followed is not appropriate, and they have condemned the arrest made by the YSRCP, the way the arrest was made by the YSRCP of the Chandrababu Naidu. So this is the situation here. However, protests have been broke out in several areas or several districts of Andhra Pradesh.
Right.
However, the police is trying to control the situation, detained so many activists in several locations, and also the top leaders of the Telugu Desam party have been put under house arrest following a precautionary measure since morning.
Top leaders have been put under house arrest is what Abdul is telling us as a precautionary measure. I'm going to thank you for getting us up to speed with all of those developments. And staying with this, big setback for former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and TDP Chief Chandrababu Naidu, who was sent to 14-day judicial custody by an anti-corruption bureau court on Sunday evening. This comes after his arrest by the CID on Saturday in connection to an alleged 371 crore scam during the previous TDP government. Here is a detailed report.
The former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister has been sent to 14-day judicial custody by an anti-corruption bureau court on Sunday evening. While TDP workers, on the other hand, held a hunger strike protesting against the verdict. Andhra Pradesh Minister Roja celebrated the verdict alongside YSRCP cadres by bursting crackers and distributing sweets at her residence. Naidu was questioned for nearly 10 hours at the CID office in Kunchanapalli. Naidu was then taken to the Government General Hospital at 3:40 a.m. for medical tests before being taken back to the SIT's office. The alleged scam is said to have taken place in the State Skill Development Corporation during the TDP's regime from 2014 to 2019. The CID has alleged that 371 crore rupees of government funds were transferred to shell companies while seeking his remand for further investigation.
Whether it is India, whether it is NDA, whether it is Pawan Kalyan or whether it is some other party, the case should be seen at this level, and Chandrababu Naidu is the main culprit, and he enjoyed the public money of 371 crores and he should be punished for this.
Naidu's lawyers argue that Naidu is falsely implicated in the case for political gains. They claim that the alleged offences against Naidu related to policy decision was approved by the state cabinet and they couldn't question the government's decisions.
నన్ను అరెస్ట్ చేసి చేస్తారు, నా మీద దాడి కూడా చేస్తారు. ఒకటి కాదు, ఎన్ని అరాచకాలు చేయాలో వాళ్ళు చేసే తప్పులన్నీ మన మీద పెట్టి నేను నిప్పులాగా బ్రతికా. మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలా, 45 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఎవ్వరూ ధైర్యం చేసి నా మీద కేసు పెట్టలేదంటే ఎక్కడ సాక్ష్యాధారాలు కానీ ఎవిడెన్స్ లేవు. 26 ఎంక్వైరీలు వేశాడు రాజశేఖర్ రెడ్డి. ఏం చేశాడు? ఏం చేయలేకపోయాడు.
Meanwhile, Jansena Party President Pawan Kalyan was taken into preventive custody on Saturday for protesting against Naidu's arrest. Pawan Kalyan initially claimed that he was headed towards his party office, but he was dramatically stopped by the Andhra Pradesh police while he was making his way to Vijayawada. His flight wasn't allowed to take off. He then took by road, and while he was on his way, the police stopped him. Eventually, Pawan Kalyan tried to walk on foot before he was detained.
Their intention is purely not to let any opposition parties to survive and to scare them, to scare the cadre. So we are looking as a part of that. So there is no need to stop me, no need to deny permission for my flight to take off, and there is no need for it.
Naidu's arrest ahead of the assembly polls next year has raised questions about the timing of this crackdown. Bureau Report, India Today.